whether he wants lemon, or even if he wants lemon, what will he do with lemon at this time, at his deathbed? While they all were trying to make some sense out of lemon, the old man once again mumbled lemon, 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 and passed away. His four sons, after performing last rites, they donated loads of lemon to honor the last wish or the last words of their father. After a few months, all the four sons, they mutually agreed upon selling the entire property and the big bungalow in which the old man was staying to a builder. The deal was done. The builder pulled the entire building down with the intention, with the desire to make a high-rise building on that plot. One day, when his men were digging the ground, they suddenly stood awestruck. You know why? Because they found a massive treasure chest underneath. Oh my God, the dealer was on cloud nine. He immediately asked his men to pull it out and open that treasure chest. And when it was opened, as expected, it was full of gold, silver, diamond, gems, precious jewels, and whatnot. In total, it was a big booty. The dealer, in no time, became a multi-millionaire. When the old man's sons came to know about it, they immediately came there to claim their father's wealth. But the dealer denied, saying, when the purchase was made, when the deal was done, whatever came along with the purchase was his only. They did not have any claim on that. But the sons even dragged him to the court also. But the court also ruled in the favor of the dealer. And thus, they all left repenting and lamenting. They had to wash hands from the huge booty of their fathers. Now, aren't you wondering what actually I'm trying to say through this word, through this story? Can anybody make a guess? What do I have in mind? Anybody?
There must be some meaning of lemon, which old man was trying to say.
Right? Of course, it was. You know, after a few months, the old man's grandson suddenly made a connection. That place, the spot where the treasure chest was found, there used to be a big lemon tree in the courtyard of his grandfather. Thousands of times they had walked into the courtyard, sat on the tree, had their lunch, dinner together, and made some celebrations also under that tree. It was an inseparable part of the family. The grandson also had played cricket thousands of times. But alas, nobody could make a connection with this. And now nothing was left for them. So this is the thing which I wanted to tell you, my dear Toastmasters. This treasure actually, what does it mean? We have been hearing this word Toastmaster, Toastmaster, Toastmaster. Some have been hearing for days, months, and some years, and some even have been a part of it for decades. But have you understood the real value of the Toastmasters? Those who have understood, they have got what not? Name, fame, recognition, prosperity, the best buddies of the world. They're on top of the world. But those who have not been able to decode this word Toastmasters, they stay envying only, as did the father, old man's sons. So whenever next time you see lemon, always think of treasure. And treasure, our dear Toastmasters. And Toastmasters means only our club or Toastmasters club of storytellers. So with this good note, with positivity, I would like to start the meeting, taking first of all the introduction from our esteemed guests. And I hope you have got my idea. You had been able to read between the lines what actually I'm trying to say. There is no other club like Storytellers Club. So, who is the first guest here, please? Mr. Lokesh. Can I have a small intro of yours, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am an export consultant. I live at Kirtinagar and I am a member of Toastmasters West Delhi. And I will be giving my icebreaker speech today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lokesh. You're welcome here. And now we have another guest, Sonali Malik.
Yeah, hi. Just a minute. Yeah, hi. Good afternoon. I'm Sonali. I'm a lawyer in Delhi and I primarily practice before the Delhi High Court. And this is my first day here and I'm looking forward to, hearing you all and maybe also participating.
You're welcome, Sonali.
Thank you.
And we'll certainly be know of you because you have been an advocate. Is there any other guest also? I don't think so. There is any other guest. All right. So now I hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day. So please, the stage is yours, Toastmaster of the day. Please carry on the meeting. Thank you so much.
Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you
are. Thank you, Toastmaster, presiding officer Toastmaster Renu. So today's theme, I had spelled it out as Office Chanakya. To get some background on this theme, I'll just tell you that when I started my work, I was, you could say, the ideal employee because I was young, dumb, and I didn't really know the meaning of fun because I really was the stereotypical nerd that, that idealistic boy who grows up reading Dr. Abdul Kalam's Wings of Fire. And I actually sincerely believed that you're supposed to be the change that you want to see in the world. I got into a government job, like a dream job. I've always wanted to be in some kind of scientific career, and I got a government job that made me a government researcher, and I thought I'll also be like Dr. Abdul the Great. I'll accomplish similar great things. And although all the rest of my colleagues saw this job as a way to chill and relax and take it easy through life, settle into a somewhat sleepy existence and not really have to bother about economic or political turmoil, just live a nice sheltered life. I was not going to be like that. I was here to make a difference. Okay. And my boss, credit to him, he knew this. He knew that out of 10 people who come here, there are always 2 out of these 10, who are just these, who can be made to work, who are basically carrying the organization. And he just dumped a pile of work on me, which he knew I was never going to be able to finish. My own mistake, I was too proud to even ask anybody else for help. So I was kind of my own crucifier, I was going to build my own wooden cross, climb on top of it and nail myself to the cross. And while he was off enjoying his own work-life balance, after having inspired me through his leadership skills and dazzling personality, I was sitting in a dungeon making, days and nights, weekdays, weekends, like what they say in Hindi, like din raat ek karna. And he was thinking that he had inspired his subordinates with his personality. Then after a couple of years, after I realized that when evaluation time came around, none of this was like taken into account for. I realized what was being done to me, and then my eyes opened. I realized how to actually navigate the workplace. So I'll tell you more and more about this. For now, I'll tell you about the agenda of the meeting. Toastmasters meeting has 3 sections. There is the prepared speech section, and then the table topic section, and then the evaluation section. In the prepared speech section, people who have prepared speeches according to certain objectives will have prepared it and will give their speeches. The table topic is about talking on the spot, and the evaluation is probably the most important section of a Toastmasters meeting. That is what distinguishes a Toastmaster meeting from any other just random meeting. And to get you through the evaluator for this meeting, I would like to give the virtual podium to general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Gopal. Take the virtual stage, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. It was really nice to see you after a long time on the stage. Thank you so much. So today's theme is Chanakya in office. When we see Chanakya, then what things comes on mind? Smartness. There are 2 attributes of a good person, of a successful person: smart and honesty. But it's our judgment where to be smart, where to be honest. Because too much honesty is also very dangerous. And similarly, too much smartness is also very dangerous. But one thing definitely good is contribution. Keep on doing your contribution as we do in our Toastmaster meetings. We play different roles. And while playing different roles, of course, we commit mistakes. We do mistakes. We need feedback. And for that, Toastmaster take care of this by a role general evaluator. I am general evaluator today, who will take care of the meeting, who will listen each and every person from start to end and have an eye on each and every words, whatever is being told, so that I can give a feedback to all of you. But of course, I cannot do it alone. For that, I have a team. For example, we have 2 speeches today. If we have 2 speeches, then we have 2 evaluators as well. That means 1 by 1, 1 speaker, 1 evaluator who will evaluate the speech. And I would suggest my team member, 2 evaluators, to evaluate this in CRCS approach as per Toastmaster rules. CRC is commendation, recommendation, and again commendation. At the end, you have to give a summary. This is CRCS approach. Now moving ahead, we have tag team, my team of tag team. For that, I will call each and every supplementary role player on the stage to brief their roles, what is their roles and responsibility. For that, I would like to call, first of all, timer Dipti Sahni on the stage. Please put your hands together and welcome Toastmaster Dipti Sahni on the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopal, for inviting me on the virtual podium. Yes, dear all, I am the timer for today. And as a timer, I will be timing the table topic speakers, the formal speeches or the prepared speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times. Okay, how to show? I'll just share my screen and I'll let you know. So this time around, I want to make it a little easier for everybody. So I will be using and okay, so I will have to give myself co-host rights because accidentally I disabled them. All right, so I hope my screen is visible to everybody. I'm going to use this online timer for the table topics, evaluation, icebreaker speech, which we have today for Toastmaster Lokesh, and the speech. And when I start the clock, the timing will be displayed here. Okay, of course, the spotlighted person will be speaking, and the green light, yellow light, and red light will be displayed on the screen itself. So this is how the speakers will be notified of their timings. Speakers, please note of the screen right now. If you have any questions, you can let me know so that I can clarify. Otherwise, okay. Thank you for that thumbs up, Toastmaster Lokesh and Toastmaster Gopal. I'll stop sharing and I hand the virtual podium back to you, Toastmaster Gopal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dipti. Now, my next team member is Toastmaster Preeti, who will be our counter today. Let's welcome Toastmaster Preeti on this virtual podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopal. Am I proper, audible, and visible?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So in today's meeting, I'll be your counter. So I'll be noting down the overuses of crutch words, filler words, and repetition of the words or improper interjection used by you all. So in normal conversation, it's okay to use these crutch words or filler words, but in formal conversation, it is inappropriate and it also distracts the speakers. So it is recommended to take a pause instead of using these crutch words, and I'll be presenting my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Preeti. Now, I would like to call Toastmaster Dipendu as a grammarian. Let's welcome Toastmaster Dipendu on the stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today I am playing the role of grammarian for Toastmasters Club of Storytellers. As a grammarian, I will be looking at language usage, and also I will be observing the usage of word of the day and phrase of the day. Look at the chat window right now because I have shared the word of the day and phrase of the day. The word of the day is shrewd, and the phrase of the day is snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. You can look at the meaning and usage of the word and the phrase in your chat window. So apart from language usage, I will also observe the sentence construction. And just to give an analogy, as a grammarian, uh, one could speak wrong or one could speak incorrect. So I can put kali mirch in chai, but if the kali mirch is a little more, then the balance of the chai will go bad and we wouldn't enjoy that tea. So this is something which kali mirch was required, but it was a little more. So this is incorrect usage. And if I'm making kareli ki sabzi, and on top of that, if I add neem leaves to it, then it would be completely wrong. Neem leaves have got no place in the in a bitter gourd vegetable, so that would be incorrect usage. So I will try to look at all these aspects with respect to English language, and wish every speaker the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dipendu. Now, I would like to call Toastmaster Renu Mittal on the stage as an active listener.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopal.
Yeah.
So, all the dear Toastmasters, let's assume today is we are all the 12th class students, and today this is one day of our school life. All the teachers of the different subjects, they'll be coming. They will explain their chapters of all different subjects, and we are here to be all ears and eyes to understand their chapters very well. Because any moment, the principal ma'am can come for a surprise test. She can put up any question from all the chapters. And if you will excel in that, you will be able to answer, then she will duly reward or award you. And what is the award or reward? That only is the, that is not revealed now. So till that time, please try to focus on everything, whatever goes in the meeting, because I, in the shoes of the principal ma'am, will come and ask questions. I can ask questions from anywhere, from the speakers, table topic speakers, evaluators, from anybody, or even the Toastmaster of the day. So listen to everything very carefully. Then I'll meet you in the at the last of the meeting, in the end of the meeting. So over to you, Toastmaster Gopal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu Mittal. Now, this is my team, and I will come up on the stage in the second session when we will be evaluating the whole meeting. Thank you, and thank you so much. And over to you, Toastmaster Arjun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopal. So, because I am of a researching mind or something, my first choice before me was to get bitter or blame the people around me, blame the game, blame the players instead of the game itself. And I spent a couple of years doing that, blaming, like there's a saying, don't blame the players, blame the game. So after a while, I came to realize that the thing to understand is that organizations in general, I started becoming very abstract. Organizations in general don't suffer pathologies. Like they are not like all the mismanagement and inefficiency, indecisiveness, corruption, and all these things. Organizations don't suffer these things. They are intrinsically pathological constructs, because an organization needs it runs on dysfunction, actually, because there is human nature is such that there cannot be a perfect organization. Idealized organizations are not perfect. They are perfectly pathological. So if you find yourself in any kind of an organization, I realize the thing to do is not to continually strive towards the betterment of the organization by implementing some kind of theory of the ultimate best thing. The rational thing, the smart thing to do is to do the bare minimum required to prevent chaos and then stop. Because actually you have to recognize that in an organization there are 3 tiers of people. The losers at the bottom of the pyramid, who even if they know what's going on, they are powerless to change anything. So they are generally just checked out, just collecting their paychecks, whatever. At the top, there are the sociopaths. They are the most effective, and all the leadership skills that we attribute to them, the personality and everything, they are at the top. They are making they are actually the ones who can do work, but they also are very suspicious of the organization because they know like what kind of person the guy above him is. And between these two, you have the mid-level management. They are actually the most loyal. Okay, they lack the cynicism of the bottom layer and the top layer. They are the most loyal to them because they actually believe in the organization's mission statement. They actually believe in all these things. And also because nobody outside actually wants them. They have to spend their whole life in this organization. So the thing to do in an organization, either if you're a sociopath type, the leader type, is to do the bare minimum required and let the losers and the clueless people sort themselves out through some kind of individualistic it is horrible, Darwinism, but if you're smart, you realize that like democracy, it is horrible, but it is the best you can do, really. I'll tell you more things about that, but for now we will have the prepared speeches section. In the prepared speeches section, who all is talking? So prepared speeches section. Our first speaker today is Toastmaster Mehak Kapoor, and to evaluate her, we will have Toastmaster Deepthi Sawani, who will read out her objectives for today's speech.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Arjun, for inviting me on the stage. So Toastmaster Mehak is following the pathway called Presentation Mastery, and she will be delivering her project 2 from level 1. And her speech title is Choose Your Words. And let me quickly explain the objective of the project 2 level 1 speech. So basically, she will choose any topic and create a speech of 5 to 7 minutes. After the speech is over, she will have to review the feedback carefully and then incorporate that feedback in her speech and deliver the speech, either the same speech or a different speech, at a future club meeting. And the project will come to a close when she will work as a speech evaluator and give a feedback to another club member. So these are the three underlying objectives of her project to level 1. So all the best to you, Toastmaster Mehak and Toastmaster Arjun. The stage is yours.
Our Toastmaster Mehak is the youngest VP ED in India. I asked her, no, she said in this club. And she calls herself generous and kind. And she's currently studying BCom honors from Delhi University. Toastmaster Mehak, choose your words. Choose your words. Toastmaster Mehak, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arjun. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. Thank you so much. What on earth are you doing, Divya? Have you gone nuts? It shouldn't begin like this, said my mom. When I was kind of relieved that this burst of anger was not for me, but at the same time, I was terrified too about my mother's behavior with a colleague. Being an acting principal, my mother has full authority and responsibility to burst on her juniors, even if they don't care, which they actually don't. Because being in a government department apparently means that you have a so-called job security. But this did not concern my mom. She wanted to work with all honesty and sincerity. So she thought of changing her approach towards her staff. So the other time when Divya made a mistake or refused to work, my mother was really keen to help her out. And what she said actually surprised me. What are you doing, Divya? Have you gone cashews? Okay, let me help you with that. And they both had a hearty laugh. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, Toastmasters and my fellow guests, the simplest tool for immediately transforming the quality of our life is the words you speak. Yes, you heard it right. It's the words you speak. Each word is imbued with multitude of personal meanings. The right word, spoken in the right way, can bring love, money, respect, and of course, a hearty laugh with some cashews. By the way, cashews are more expensive than nuts. And the wrong words, they can just lead to disruption, war, and damage. So tell me, have you thought about your words? Well, now you might be thinking, what's so special about words? Well, the answer is quite simple. Words have immense power. I repeat, words have immense power. Yes, you heard that right. Consider the world's greatest leaders and progressive writers and thinkers. They have always used the power of words to transform our emotions. Be it Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, I Have a Dream, or Mahatma Gandhi's Do or Die, or Rahul Gandhi's Precious Puns. Well, on the contrary, be it the brainwashing done by the different people. All these words have meaning. They are remembered and they do make a difference in the society. So, what do you think about the quality of these words? About the ability to use these words in our own self? Well, it is. In some 3-4 days back, it was my sister's parents-teachers meeting. Well, she fairly scored average marks, or above average, I would say. But she was definitely not satisfied with the result. And a war started, a negative self-talk war. And she started using the phrases, I am not good in studies. I am just above average. I am not intelligent. And when she got to know that nobody is listening to her, she, in no time, dragged me in her conversation. Minnie, we are not intelligent. We are just above average. We are not good in studies. Well, oh, Miss Sam, please speak for yourself. I am very intelligent and very good in my studies. And then, as the eldest sister, being a responsible one, I make her realize the importance of positive words in our lives. Each word spoken has the ability to give us the positive belief, the ability to produce outstanding results. Well, I make her realize the importance of these words in our life. My point here is not to be a good sister like me, but it is to use the words that will point you in the direction of your goals. The simplest way possible is to change the quality of your life by replacing the one word negative. I repeat, by replacing the one word negative. Picture your life when you lower the intensity of the negative emotions and intensify the use of positive words. Imagine being peeved instead of being gagavaskeke or being pleased. And I know a place where you can transform this ability. It's called Toastmasters. Yes, you heard that right. It's here at Toastmasters. Because here at Toastmasters, we believe in creating a positive and a healthy environment for the members and the guests. Well, your environment shapes you. If you want positive changes in your work and life, choose the words wisely. Each word matters. So, how are you using yours? Thank you.
Wonderful, Mehak, wonderful. I would have given you a standing ovation if it was a physical meeting. That was simply amazing.
We can still applaud.
Uh, so I take the stage, right? Hello.
Yes, Toastmaster Arjun,
Haha.
the stage is yours.
So Toastmaster Mehak spoke about the importance of words, and during, like I said before, during evaluation time, my boss also, superiors also have a particular way with words that they use to communicate with you. I mean, for example, if a superior is telling to you that, you are exceptionally well qualified, Arjun, what he means is that actually you have not made any major blunders so far. You are able to think on your feet. Well, you have the very important skill of being able to offer valid and plausible excuses whenever it's required. And you'd never want to be called as loyal. You don't want your boss to say that, very unusually loyal, because what it actually means is that nobody else really wants you and you have no other option. With that, we'll come to our next speaker today, who is Toastmaster Lokesh Parmar. To evaluate him, we have evaluator. I would like to hand over the stage to evaluator Toastmaster Renu Mittal, who will read out his speech objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. So Toastmaster Lokesh is presenting his first speech, the ice speaker speech, from Pathways Presentation Mastery Level 1. His speech title is Giving is Joy. And the speak objective is to let club members know about his personal and professional journey. A small introduction of Toastmaster Lokesh is he carries 29 plus years of experience in the international market. Civil engineer by education and an export consultant by profession. He lives at Kirtinagar with his wife and 2 kids. Elder son is doing degree in photography and filmmaking from University of Symbiosis, Pune. And younger son plays cricket for Delhi Capital Cricket Academy at Bal Bhavan, Dwarka. TM Lokesh wears many hats, and that will come to know when he delivers his icebreaker speech. So wish you all the best, Toastmaster Lokesh. And now the stage is all Toastmaster Arjun.
Since the Toastmaster Renu Mitra has already introduced him, I can only do introduce Toastmaster Lokesh Parmar. Please do a sound check. Are you? Please check your video and audio, sir.
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay. And so Toastmaster Lokesh, giving is joy. Giving is joy. Toastmaster Lokesh, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun, and thank you, Toastmaster Renu, for the introduction. Hope all of you are okay, stacked up, and also master when you are in crowd. If yes, great, sit tight. If you are not, still sit tight, because these unenjoyable events are going to be staying not for long. Give me a joy. When you hear this phrase, what comes into your mind? A question about what is to give, or a feeling of good in the past? You can type it in the chat box like Q or M, and I will understand your perspective on the phrase while I tell you some life stories here from my journey, where I have experienced how giving has been a wonderful, joyful feeling for me. In 1975, when we were in Delhi, coming back from a small village, my father was a clerk in Rajya Sabha, and we had a very small accommodation. One of the Rajya Sabha MP, who we did not even know him, offered so much of support to the family in those years, which has actually embedded in my subconscious mind of good prevailing over bad. And that feeling of joy of giving has always prevailed upon me whenever I am doing something for my society as on today. When I was doing my civil engineering from Akola from 1989 to 1993, I was helped by a local family in Akola as their guardian for the next 4 years, completely strangers to us. We didn't even know them before. It's a new city. First time ever I had gone out of Delhi. My mother was very worried about me. That relationship actually grew so stronger that today also we are one family. And I am their elder brother or elder son in the family after 30 years as well. I will ask you all, these two small examples, do they give you something as a feeling of these things as giving is a joy for people? While you are still thinking about how you do it, I will share the biggest giving joy feeling in my life when I share the couch surfing experiences I have when I'm traveling around the world for my business. Having been in the export industry for international market ever since 1993, when I finished my civil engineering, I entered into the couch surfing surface. And for you guys, if you don't know what couch surfing is, you can type yes and no. For the people who type no, I can always talk to them in private what actually is couch surfing. But for the people who know couch surfing and briefly introducing couch surfing, it's a community of travelers. It's on the app. It's just like any other social media where you host unknown travelers in the city. Can I have this cluttering voice removed, please? Somebody is playing with the mouse. Thank you so much. So when these unknown travelers travel in a city, they're hosted by locals, the people who are on the couchsurfing traveling app, checking their profiles, looking at their lives, looking at what their intention is, how much they're going to stay, what are they doing in the city. And you either host them or even help them with some local tools of traveling or inviting them to your get-togethers or any event. Those experiences with me in the 48 cities so far I've traveled for my business, I have amazing stories to share. In Atlanta, I was hosted by a lady which was 35 miles away from the airport. Going to her house was easy. I had a metro, but while leaving the city, she offered her car right in the middle of night because there was no metro at the time. And she said, take my car, go to the airport, drop the car keys under the mat, and in the afternoon, I'll bring my friend in his car and I will drive my car back. Can you imagine such a thing happening to unknowns in unknown cities and unknown countries? I never had that feeling before. Another example of a person who has not met me before, he just saw my profile, and I was hosted in Dubai. He was working in a corporate company, a young boy. The moment I entered his apartment and we had small chit chat and hello, he handed his apartment keys, a set of metro cards, and a mobile phone with a SIM, so that I can walk freely and then roam freely and do my business in Dubai, while he or me are not bothered of checking in and checking out of the room. Can you imagine those things happening around anywhere else? They are there. It was just that I experienced them accordingly when I was there on couch surfing. So I have numerous such stories of giving is a joy for people when we are meeting in networking, or we are meeting one to one. But the idea which I want to give you today is this feeling of giving is joy is much more important now in those tough times where people are looking for help, looking for support. And if you want me to give you some examples how you can do it, if you're really willing to do it, look at your club, look at your fellow members. Does somebody need a help with their ice breaking speech, or any other function of a speech? Just hand out your hand and just call them out. Okay, I'm here to maybe record, maybe become an evaluator for you, and let us practice your speech. Or you can even go to your leadership and tell them, okay, I am available for a role. Do you have something for me? And see how much joyful feeling you'll have when you will give this unconditional giving to your fellow Toastmasters. Thank you very much. I will hand over the virtual podium to Arjun, Toastmaster Arjun. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lokesh. You spoke about the importance of giving and helping when it's when people most need it. And I think yeah, so like this is normally that is what we are told, that leadership is all about giving, and that is true in our everyday day-to-day life, where you want to not keep track of who owes what to whom, and where gift giving and receiving is part of day-to-day life, but not really in the organization, because as I said before, an organization, but it cannot be a perfect entity. I have a theory. I don't know if it's correct. It's not scientifically backed. I have not read anything. It's just something that sounds right to me. That is why I say it. That any organization can only last 3 generations, really, before it gets back to just the general entropy of nature. I mean, 3 generations, if it lasts and it's good during that time, then also it is a pretty successful organization. I mean, you look at all these companies, you look at Intel, you look at Microsoft, you look at IBM, all these people had their decade of fame, and then eventually the internal noise and centrifugal forces overcome the centripetal forces, I think. And that is why there's always space for, and that is why death is also so important, because that is really the only thing that keeps humanity going forward. Otherwise, we would all be stuck in decades-old dysfunctional organizations. I mean, that truly is the most, I'm going totally off script now. That is truly, death is truly the greatest contribution I feel that every generation makes to the next generation, because that is what allows things to change. Okay. Okay. The whole art, so coming back to script. So in an organization, whenever communication is there, like it's all like in among friends, you can say what you mean and mean what you say, but in an organization, it is not the way, because if you are honest like that, they will just see you as, oh, this person does not know how to play the game. He's not a player. Like we can't deal with him. It's like when you're a politician and you don't have any corruption cases against you. All the other politicians will like, what? He's not even in the game. Or like, why will we work with this guy? He doesn't even know. So you have to show that you understand the game, whatever is going, So I mentioned 3 examples before, and one more thing that you have to understand is that in an organization, communication always has, like, the way that leaders talk is very different from the way that the losers at the bottom talk. For the leaders, for the sociopaths at the top, every conversation moves something, like some power dynamic shifts from here to there. They will not just reveal things for no reason. And the clueless person at the bottom, he doesn't know. He just says whatever, like he just being honest. For example, if you're like some mid-level person and you know about something that is going on in the office, some affair or some kind of messed up thing that is going on, and the boss comes and asks you, oh, okay, so what's going on with those two, like, do you know anything? And if you know if you know, then you would answer something like, I wouldn't know where to begin. Okay, because now then there are like 8 layers of meaning that can come to this. The first level is, it is a complex situation, boss. Second message is, I understand you know that there is something weird going on, and I'm confirming your suspicion. It is a bizarre situation, and you should be concerned. Third level, this is the first time you are actually talking to me like an equal. Okay, and I am telling you that I actually know how to talk your language. Fourth, I know how to communicate useful information while maintaining plausible deniability, because so that you can deal with, I know how to not get caught. Message 5 you're sending is that, I'm not so impressed with you that I'll just give you this information for free. Sixth level, I'm aware that I have, for the first time in my 5 years here, whatever, I have some situational leverage on you, and I am not so impressed with you that I'm all giving it away for free. And I'm also not committing to this conversation. Okay, I'm being non-committal enough so that I can back out from this whenever I want. So you have to do something to get this information from me. And the last 8th message you're communicating is, you still have to earn my trust, but let's keep talking. What do you have that I can use if you want any more information about this? So yeah, but if you want to get fluent in this kind of talk, we have the perfect opportunity to develop such skills in table Toastmasters with the table topic session. We have the table topic session today, right? With the table topic session, and today's table topic session will be conducted by Toastmaster Uma Shankar Akharia. I request Toastmaster Uma Shankar to take the virtual stage, please.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Toastmaster of the day, Arjun Rao. Very philosophical and deep thoughts you have about office politics and few other things which we rarely hear. So thanks a lot for sharing your thoughts. It is amazing to hear such a diversified views from a Toastmaster. So now we have come to a different kind of section. As Arjun has also pointed out, that in case you wish to share more, and in case you wish to share what is going on in your mind, the impromptu thinking on your feet, and the thoughts which you really wish to connect with the audience, you need to participate in this table topic section. For guests who are new to the Toastmaster, this particular section is all about getting a topic, a random topic, and sharing anything which comes into your mind for 1 to 2 minutes. Hopefully, this 1 to 2 minutes talk should be structured in a way which makes sense to us and to you as well when you hear the recording of this. So that's what it is all about. 1 to 2 minutes is the time which is allowed, a random topic. 30 seconds is a grace period which you can take. In terms of time, you will see few indication from our timer, the Dipti. There are 3 type of colors which we use: green, yellow, and red. Green and yellow, just ignore it. When you see red, then you have got 30 seconds more and you can talk and wrap up your speech. Our guest members are welcome to participate and take full advantage of this Toastmaster program which we have, and a specific section of table topics. Make sense? Easy so far? Okay. So let's make it bit difficult. So here is the twist. Whatever you are sharing in terms of your thoughts, whether it's in support, against, serious, funny, you need to take a U-turn in your thoughts. Whenever I'll share my screen, I'll show a symbol which indicates a U-turn kind of thing, and you need to really change your train of thoughts. Are you trying to understand? In case, suppose if you are talking in the support of a particular topic which is given to you, when you see this particular sign from me, you need to talk against the topic. If you are sharing something funny, you need to start talking something serious on that particular topic. So flipping or taking a U-turn. Otherwise, general evaluator Gopal, who is looking in a third-degree torture room, he's a head of this particular meeting. He will not going to leave you uh, without getting the details from you. So let's start. And the first person I want is from a member of this particular club who has not taken any role today. Anyone, any member present who has not taken the role? Please help Dipti. Any member who has not taken the role?
So Toastmaster Adnan.
Okay. So
one more thing, Toastmaster Uma Shankar. So since you will need screen sharing during your
Yes.
session, so
Yes.
as a timer, I will write green, yellow, and red in the chat window when the time limit of 1.5 minutes, and 2 minutes is passed.
So for time, you can show or flash the screen at the intervals of 1 and 1:30. I mean,
Okay.
for 5 seconds. I'll also share my screen only for 5 seconds.
Okay.
I'll be flashing only for 5 seconds.
Okay.
And
That is
when that
teamwork.
timing will depend upon me, and your
Sure.
timing is rigid in terms of 1, 1:30, and 2.
Sure.
So
Thank you.
Toastmaster Adnan, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. So the first topic, since our theme was about office and office politics and being Chanakya and a few other things. So you have appeared for many campus placement in interviews as well. So one favorite question from HR, which you also had experienced, is where do you see yourself after 5 years? What will be your answer? Where do you see yourself after 5 years? Toastmaster Adnan, over to you.
Shankar, I think my connection was slow and I didn't hear the topic.
Okay.
I just got it till you said that I have been to placements.
Okay. So Toastmaster Adnan, where do you see yourself after 5 years? Where do you see yourself after 5 years? Toastmaster Adnan.
Where do I see myself in 5 years? That's a question only can come from an HR. So I do see myself alive at my home and maybe running a successful house.
So Adnan's
And
internet is not helping, it seems. So Murphy's law, whenever you need internet, the internet will be having the problem. Adnan, we will reconnect with you once again.
He can turn off his video and speak. Maybe that will give him more bandwidth.
Adnan, would you like to try?
am I audible?
Yes, Adnan, yes, better.
Okay, so yes, in 5 years, in 5 years, one thing that I want is a good bandwidth. Maybe I'm sitting somewhere where my screen is completely shareable to everyone. That's one thing I want. And I don't know if you're show, as my bandwidth is low, I don't know if you will show the card where I have to take U-turn or not. But yes, if so, that's it. Back to you,
Carry
Toastmaster
on,
of the day.
Adnan. It's not
And
just even for 1 minute. Carry on, please.
okay.
After 5 years, yes.
So after 5 years, well, that's a long plan, and I can be anywhere in 5 years. And I'm more of a person who live in the moment. So I haven't been given a much thought what I'll do after 5 years. And yeah, so
Would you like to
did
go?
did you show the card
No card. Would you like to get into any,
where I have to
movies?
take a U-turn?
No, no, there's no U-turn. Would you like to go to, movies, star as the actor or something? So in not in 5 years, Adnan need internet bandwidth today itself. After 5 years, we don't know whether he will be Toastmaster or not.
Minutes.
Today he need internet bandwidth, that we know for sure. Okay, thank you very much, Adnan, for your time and effort, and your internet also, which has helped
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we move on. We move on with the second person, and who would like to volunteer. Any person who is not taking a big role, a speaking role, considerable role. Lokesh, that makes you out of this game. Anyone else who would like to participate in this table topic section? Any guest? You can just put your name in the chat,
I see
or
Pratyush's hand is raised.
just a moment. Pratyush Gupta, yes. Pratyush, would you like to come online, your video and audio?
Yes, distinguished Toastmaster Mahishankar.
How are you, Pratyush?
Just fine, just getting up with the situation.
Okay, so it indicates that you already are a Toastmaster, right? You are on mute, Pratyush.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the glitch. Someone called me just now, so I was unable to hear what you were saying.
Okay, so my question was, are you a Toastmaster?
Yes, I'm Toastmaster.
Okay, so this game is easy for you. So the Toastmaster Pratyush Gupta, customer is always right. Customer is always right. Toastmaster Pratyush Gupta, over to you.
I was having a busy schedule today because I have to prepare some materials. I am a businessman by profession, and to deliver it to some of my good or not so good customer, because customer changes with time. And suddenly I got a call from another customer, and he said that he needs a good in 2 days, and he needs it, otherwise he won't be able to clear my outstanding payment. I said him that I have delivered you the material in time. That was a different project, and this is a different project. Yes, the urgency is always welcome, because without urgency and without pressure, we cannot work. And in business, if the customer does not give pressure to his or her supplier, then he won't be called a good customer. And I agree in that case that he was right, because he wanted the material in a short span of time. And this is what I am used to listen from all my customers. But when the later part came, and someone tries to take advantage of a situation by saying that if this is not done, then that will be stopped. That is a moment when I, as a customer, step up, because I am also a customer and I never use such words for any of my supplier. In business circle, it is always said that customer is usually right, and I 70% agree to this statement. But when the customer does not speak and he speaks in form of someone who is trying to threaten you, then he is not right. Because using words that threaten human beings, be it from a customer, be it from a relative, be it from your employee, be it from your boss, is not at all right. So yes, customer is always right if he behaves like one. Over to you, table topic master.
Thanks a lot, Pratyush. You have done fantastically well to do the justice to the topic given. And the way you have taken a U-turn is an example that how uh, we are supposed to do this particular section. Thanks a lot for your effort, time, and excellent performance. So let's move on, and I need a volunteer. Any guest we have who would like to participate? Anusha, would you like to give a try?
Okay.
Okay. So distinguished Toastmaster Anusha Khurana, work hard, party harder. Work hard, party harder. Toastmaster Anusha Khurana, over to you.
Work hard, party harder. Well, I was working the other day and the work was getting so cumbersome. It was 31st of December. I was dying to get back home. And there it was, a deadline screaming right into my face. I said, let me work hard, but I've got to party harder in the evening. So I quickly collapsed, finished all my work, and then ran home to be ready for the small family party that which we had organized. And now I had to make sure that since I had slogged my backside off, I at least get back some of the remuneration I had put into my job. So I began to prepare a fantastic meal. And with the help of certain people in the house, I was able to get it ready. And then began a fantastic evening of merrymaking, joy, and of course, relaxation. There was music in the background, there was lots of laughter, and there was the perpetual mask which was there from the guests, which we had to ensure in the time of the pandemic. So working harder and partying harder is the concept which I have kept in mind. As a rule, 31st of December follows that principle in totality. Working hard, what does it mean? It means putting in effort and doing it as well as you can. But can you really party harder when you're supposed to be working hard? It's all tosh. How can you, for the heavens of you, party when your backside is hurting, when your back is paining, and your boss is screaming right into your face? It's an absolute misnomer that work hard and party harder. You can do one of them. And one of them, I obviously would go for party harder. But if I cannot party harder, I certainly don't want to subscribe to the 31st of December and having to work hard. But 31st of December, what do? You have no choice. You've got to enjoy after working so hard. So what do? You start partying harder by bringing in the motivation which was supposed to be a part and parcel of your life. You party harder just to make sure that you live up to the adage, 31st of December is a day which is meant to work beautifully into the night as it approaches midnight. So like Cinderella, you lose your shoes, but you don't lose your glue. Back to the table topics master.
Outstanding, outstanding, Anusha. You have done fantastically well. For the information of all, Anusha is obviously a TTM. Also, have been won many contests in terms of table topics, evaluation, and whatnot. She's a very great orator, which and I had privilege of being a member of her club, where we both of us were together in the same club. So, and just to add the complication, I used that U-turn twice and she has done outstandingly well. Thanks a lot, Anusha. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So let's move on with another guest, Saurabh. Would you like to give it a shot? Saurabh
Yes,
Kumar.
of course.
So Saurabh, I would love to see your video. Yes, I can
Yeah,
see
yes,
you.
yes.
Great. So are you a Toastmaster?
No, so I'm a guest. This is my second session of Toastmasters Club.
Okay, okay. So I'll give you easy topics, Saurabh. The
No, sir, it's you can give me any topic. I will try my
That's the
art.
spirit. That's what I
Okay.
like in everybody. Challenge. Okay. So guest Saurabh Kumar,
Yes, sir.
no risk, no gain. No
Oh,
risk, no gain. Guest
yes.
Saurabh Kumar, over to you.
Hello everyone. My name is Saurav Kumar, and I'm really privileged to be here in Toastmasters Club. My topic is no risk, no gain. Now, you can see that every day you can hear about a certain billionaire. A lot of times you are hearing about it. He is in the news on Twitter, or when you talk about cryptocurrency, his name is Elon Musk. And I can say for right now, on an international market, you can say whether it's in corporate or you can say in any other field, he can be served as a really good example. That no risk when there's no risk there is no gain. You must have heard about that, PayPal mafia group type. They say it in a funny way, but it is told that the people who worked in PayPal, when they all leave that place, they all are now in a really good places. Why? Because they just didn't took the money and they just didn't took the money and sat at home. What they did is they started new companies, and Elon Musk can be said as a really good example of it. When he started this company, he had like $110 million, which he all invested in his two companies, SolarCity and the other two companies of Tesla and that rocket company SpaceX. We also saw many other examples of him. And we have also many other examples of other people when there's no risk, there's no gain. You can see the investment market that the people who do daily trading or the people who are involved in other businesses, you can say. COVID was a high time when we said that when we saw that the medical industry where people took big risk, they got big gains. We have example of like Adani Group, and we can say that the company, telecom company Jio, can be served as a big example. All these examples which I have given are example which you can see were on bigger level. But on smaller level also, there are many examples which can motivate you. But as the time is going on, I would just like to stop with this small quote that work may seem like it is tedious, but when you do not do that, the regret can kill you. So
Oh,
I hope that that concludes it. Thank you.
wow. That quote.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
I think Toastmaster Uma Shankar Akharya dropped due to some technical glitches.
Yes. So I think the table topic session is over. De facto, I guess. Am I I'm supposed to ask for the timer's report on the table topic section, and no, not now.
No.
Okay. Okay.
What we can do is we can do the polls for the best speaker.
Uh-huh. Yes, please. You can launch the polls while I keep talking.
Yes.
Right. Huh. So in any organization, really, like how guest Saurabh Kumar mentioned, all the managers who do MBAs and end up at mid-level posts in any organization, they all have these fantasies. They all memorize the exploits of Elon Musk and the PayPal mafia and all these people. That is the collective mythology of our times, where where these managers, they think of themselves as Elon Musk somehow. They'll have a big poster of Elon Musk or some other whoever manager they respect or whatever, and they see themselves as either like one of them, like a consensus kind of guy like Sundar Pichai, or the take charge kind of guy like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, and they just take the most, like for example, if Steve Jobs is like or Elon Musk is like a cake and there's a cherry on top, and the cherry on top is the constant twittering or the constant grandiose claims that he does do, like marketing, he's good at marketing. And so they'll just take this one small aspect, that finishing touch at the top, where they think, oh yes, that is the secret why Elon is Elon. I'll just copy that part and not do all the rest of the base of the pyramid, all the other business and technical and organizational skills that he has. I'll just copy that and then I'll also be Elon. Right? It's like some hacky filmmakers who copy some foreign filmmakers and just copying one trick, and they think that if you just copy that one trick, my movie will also be like Christopher Nolan's movie. Right? If I just leave the ending open to interpretation. Okay, Christopher Nolan has understood everything about filmmaking, and that last part, the cherry on the top, is what makes it that you can't just take the cherry and put it on a vada pav and hope that it will become like a Nolan movie. Okay. So yeah, so the managers, they think of themselves as like the consensus guy or the take charge guy, because inside every manager really feels like they're an overpaid paper pusher, you know because in an organization every decision must be justified. You cannot act on that, and there's a script for every decision, and how much ever you think or you feel like a boss, you really cannot do uh, what you want, and the system will punish you if you go off script. And eventually you start realizing that there is this somebody came up with this iron law of bureaucracy. This is why organizations kind of rot eventually, because over time people who serve the bureaucracy itself will be rewarded more than people who are actually doing the work that the organization is supposed to do. That is iron law, because the rules within an organization are different from the rules of society. I mean, meetings, for example, people might think that meetings are there to help get some work done, but no. Everybody who has been in an organization for any length of time knows that meetings are just group therapy sessions, so that everybody feels good about earning their salaries for doing nothing. And the most important thing about having a meeting is that it's a good meeting. Everybody felt good about themselves, and that we'll have another good meeting after 2 weeks, so that it's like meetings have to be good. I mean, all things will get discussed. Yes, we'll do this, we'll do that. Yes, sir. You talk. What have you been doing? Internally, it is just a way for everybody to confirm, oh, I haven't been doing anything. Oh, you also you're also like in the same boat as me, right? So we're all in the same boat, so I'm not going to feel too guilty about now we come to the third part of our meeting, the evaluation section. For that, I'd like to call upon back again our general evaluator for today's meeting, who is Toastmaster Renu. Please take over the
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun.
Oh, sorry, Gopal.
Thank you so much. So now it's time for the evaluation. First of all, I would like to call my team member Dipti Sahni on the stage, who will evaluate Toastmaster Mehak Kapoor's speech. Dipti Sahni, stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopal. Since I'm also doubling up as a timer today, please can somebody time me? My time limit should be 2 to 3 minutes with 30 seconds grace on the upper side. Thank you, Toastmaster Dipenu. Words and words are all I have to take your heart away. What a speech. You certainly took our heart away, Toastmaster Mehak, the speaker one for today. The speech was very well structured. It was so beautifully laid out. And especially with the personal stories, which were intertwined with the subtle humor that you shared throughout, or that you sprinkled throughout the speech, especially when you talk about cashews. And while we're thinking, that a natural fix of nuts should be there, you let us know cashews are more expensive than any other nuts. Also, we will put in splits when you refer to Rahul Gandhi as Raga, making us wonder for a split second who it was. And then, being a good sis, well, doing this also made me realize that you had awesome to the point gestures. Your hand gestures, your body movement, especially when you turned around to address your sister, little Miss Sam. I think that was beautifully done. You hooked us throughout your speech, and these gestures just added to the story. Like songs in a movie that carry the story forward, that's exactly what your gestures did. Your facial expressions, especially when you were emphasizing a serious point, they were speaking your mind. So the structure and content were beautifully laid out. And I must not close the structure part of it without sharing that when you quote um, leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, it shows that you have done research and you're not speaking out of thin air. The topic has weight and meaning. So that is kudos to you. Another point that I really appreciate is how you use the 3-word technique to emphasize on what you want to say. For example, when you said disruption, war, and damage, those are the 3 effects of negative words. I think it's a brilliant play of words. So overall, I think the structure content, your actions, your gestures, your facial expression, your body movement were all beautifully done. And there's nothing that I can really call out in this area that you might want to work upon. But yes, there is one little thing that I feel that you can do to make your speech just turn it around into a great one. You see, according to a Chinese proverb, and well, even I want to say it based on a quote, which is that what I hear, I forget, but what I see, I remember. And when we see something in the form of a prop or a placard, we remember it more. So maybe you could use a placard as a prop in your speech, something which emphasizes the words that you were talking about. Maybe those 3 words, they could have been written, or any other innovative way in which you could show us a prop, or maybe a picture of your little sister Sam. So what we see is what we remember, and that's the only suggestion or recommendation I have for your speech. Apart from that, I am totally doled, and I've been humming the song "Words Are All I Have to Take Your Heart Away." Thank you, and the stage is back to you, Toastmaster Gopal. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dipti, for this wonderful evaluation. Now let's move ahead with our next evaluator, Toastmaster Renu Mittal, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Lokesh. Toastmaster Renu Mittal, stage is yours.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. My dear Toastmasters, icebreaker speeches, they always have a very special place in every Toastmaster's life. In both the Toastmasters, like whether they're the members or if he's a speaker. For the members, it is a special because they're very excited because next day they are going to know a new member, his life, dislike, and all in and out of his family and the life. And for the icebreaker person, it is a very special because generally, he passes sleep deprived nights. He is very apprehensive, sometimes having cold feet also, whether he will be able to make or cast good impression on the listeners tomorrow or not. So both are in the dilemma almost. But today, can you believe, after listening to Toastmaster Lokesh icebreaker speech, I am totally left without any words. What a stupendous speech it was. You know, it was having more than the rubrics required. Everything, whatever you need, everything was there. You know, I must genuinely compliment you very fairly on your body language, confidence, eye contact, absolutely clear and confident voice modulation, good prompt pauses, and whatnot. You know, it comprised each and everything. It was a full package speech. Otherwise, generally, what happens, you know, actually, I am totally confused whether this was the icebreaker speech only. You know everything. How to start the speech with a question, gaining the attention of the audience, how to make them all ears and eyes, and then gradually, slowly sharing your stories, how to arouse interest in them, how to make them understand what is going to happen, how to arouse absolutely normal, inquisition, what is going to next, how you shared how your father was helped with the other people, neighbors in 1975 when you were living in a small accommodation. The next, after some years, when you shifted to other place, how the other persons helped you, and to the foreign lands also, you were equally helped by the other people. See, it's not that. We all are helped by one person or the other person, one time or the other time in our life. But remembering those situation incidents, sharing with others, that shows your genuinity, your positivity, and how cautious a person you are. You know, I don't find any flaws in you. You're given a tough competition. Okay, yes, there were any flaw in that. But yes, you have given a good competition and you have tried to shift our focus from demanding to donating, which is the real need of the hour of the crisis these days. So thank you so much. It was a wonderful speech. All kudos to you. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu, for wonderful evaluation. Now let's move ahead. I would like to call again Renu Mittal as an active listener. Toastmaster Renu Mittal, stage is yours. You are back to back on the stage.
So, my dear Toastmasters, I'm sure you're happy and you're ready for a surprise test. Correct? So now take me as a principal man, and now I'll be asking some questions to understand whether you were listening to everything very properly or not. So my first question is this. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arjun, he said, there are 3 shoes in every organization. Toastmaster Arjun, in the beginning of his speech, he said there are 3 shoes in every organization. Can anybody name them? Come on, you can do that. You are my good students. Nobody. Oh my God. There are 3 shoes in every organization. Who apart from Arjun can answer that? Or there are 3 kinds of people in every organization. Make it simpler.
Ma'am, please answer it for us. Principal ma'am.
Oh, why should I answer? I am the principal, I won't answer anything. So Toastmaster Arjun only will answer this question. There are 3 types of people in every organization. Can you please tell us what are the 3 types of people?
I think you mean what I said, like the sociopaths at the top and the losers at the bottom, and the clueless middle management.
Wonderful. Very nice. Good one. Oh, now my second question is, in her speech, Toastmaster Mehak has said that her mother was also a principal. She used to, shout first in the beginning, but then she changed her attitude towards her students, and then she shifted her question from have you gone mad to have you gone dash.
Cashew.
Very good, wonderful. Very nice. Yes, we can do distinction. Okay. One more question is, good words can bring three things. Good words can bring three things. What are those three things? Yes, yes.
Ma'am, you are asking very difficult questions.
It's very simple. You can think also like this. You can make yours good words. If you'll be speaking good with me, then you can earn something. I may ask difficult question. I really thought so. I'm very decent teacher. Okay, Mehak.
Very difficult.
Really? Good words can, okay, I'll give you a clue. Good words can bring love.
Positivity.
Yes, something closer. Yes.
Yeah, and motivation. Toastmasters is about all these things only, na?
Yeah. So you started making yours only. Very good. So according to Toastmaster Mehak, good words can bring. Meg, would you like to say?
Love, money, and respect.
Yes. Love, money, and respect. So Deepen was closer to that only. Okay. Now the next question is, Toastmaster Lokesh. He has visited almost how many countries?
38 or
Okay.
48.
Oh wow, wonderful. He himself is ready to go for that.
And it was cities,
Cities.
not countries.
Yeah, matlab I was closer to that only. I was taking your test.
Okay, sorry, ma'am.
Okay. So 20, how many cities were there?
48.
Yes?
48.
No, wrong.
83.
Lokesh sir just nodded his head. He said
Lokesh is
48.
saying yes.
48.
No, Toastmaster then is not accepting this answer.
No, it
Wrong.
was, yes, look, Mr. Lokesh, it was not 48.
No, it was 48.
Oh my God, I got 38. Okay. Principal
It's
can
okay.
also be wrong
Again, close.
sometime.
It was close
Yeah,
enough.
close.
Just
Maybe.
10.
Yeah. Okay. Teachers are always right, Okay. So at two places, in two foreign countries, he was helped by some people. What are those two countries where he was helped by some unknown people?
No, they were cities, Atlanta and Dubai.
Come on, whatever. Like, you cannot find fault at your ma'am.
No,
Take it, okay, she's right. Okay. Yeah, you told me.
Atlanta
What were
and
those?
Dubai.
Very good, wonderful. So Diptendu, you are really nearing 100 only now. Wonderful. And the last question comes in is, Toastmaster Arjun says, all managers have fantasies. And the main mantra for success is in every organization is one only, cherry on the top type of. What is that mantra of success? Again,
Very tough questions, ma'am.
seriously, oh my God. Actually, I'm very used to make question papers. No, this is my daily task.
Well, I don't know the answer to this question.
Okay. So the answer I would like to give answer at last is the mantra of success in every organization, according to Arjun, is constant buttering. Right?
So now Arjun
And
also knows.
Arjun also has come to know. Yes, yes. So with this, I hope you enjoyed the session. And now over to the general evaluator of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu, for this wonderful session. It was really very engaging and questions were really very tough. Everyone was surprised that how you can prepare such tough question paper. That was really awesome. Thank you. Now let's move ahead. Let me call on the stage. Next auxiliary role player is Toastmaster Diptendu as an grammarian.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. I would now be sharing my report. So, Toastmaster Arjun, simple sentences go a long way in conveying impactful message. You speak serpentine sentences peppered with sarcasm and complex phrases, making it difficult to follow. But I still admire your commendable command on English language, and some phrases that I would want to repeat for everyone's benefit are collective mythology, sleepy existence, open to interpretation, and overpaid paper pusher. These were some excellent phrases used by Toastmaster Arjun. On to Toastmaster Mehak. Well, it is always a good idea to ease into your speech, and I saw some trends in Toastmaster Mehak's speech. She used authority and responsibility to burst on the juniors. So, authority and responsibility, honesty and sincerity, made a mistake or refused to work. So she was using and or and to join similar phrases or to convey a message. So for example, honesty and sincerity. So when you have got more words to speak at the beginning of your speech, it becomes easier, your nerves calm down. So this is a good trick that Toastmaster Mehak used, which I wanted to highlight. Moving on, have you gone cashews instead of saying have you gone nuts was the smart usage of language. Imbued with multiple meanings, this phrase was very difficult for me to make sense of, so please try to use simpler phrases. Precious puns was a good use of alliteration. Fairly scored average marks or above average should have been scored fairly good marks or scored just about average marks. Negative self talk war should have been war with self filled with negative words. So these are some areas of improvement that Toastmaster Mehak could look at, and in fact, it is for everyone's benefit. On Toastmaster Lokesh, he said a phrase good prevailing over bad. I think it was a very good phrase. Grew so stronger should have been grew so strong. Sentence construction is something that I would recommend Toastmaster Lokesh to work upon. So this is kind of a homework, a preparation before the speech. He or me are not bothered should have been neither I nor him is bothered. Hand out your hand should have been lend a helping hand. So again, some areas of improvement for Toastmaster Lokesh and for everyone else. On to Toastmaster Umashankar, he said three types of colors. It should have been three colors, and he will not going to leave you should have been he won't leave you. Uh, as far as Toastmaster Adnan is concerned, I couldn't listen to him clearly because of network issues. On to Toastmaster Pratyush, I'm used to listen from all my customers should have been I am used to listening from all my customers. Step up as a customer is a good usage. The good usage is of the phrase step up to the plate, or step up as a professional, step up as a customer. Then in the form of threaten you should have been in a threatening tone or manner. On to Toastmaster Anusha, if she is here in the meeting. Okay, she's not here, so I actually won't state the recommendations for her. On to Toastmaster Saurabh. Saurabh started with the topic, or with the character of Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk is a very famous person, but for the first 10-15 seconds, I could not understand what Saurabh was speaking and who was he speaking about. So I would recommend Toastmaster Saurabh to work on clear pronunciation and enunciating. In Hindi, we say अपने शब्दों को चबाना, so that every word is clearly audible. And then when they are leave should have been when they all left. Musk can be said as a really good example of it should have been, Musk can be considered a good example of so and so. And I again recommend Toastmaster Saurabh to shorten his sentences, because it will make his speech easier to understand for his audience. With that, I wrap up the grammarian's report and hand the stage back over to Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Diptendu. Now, I would like to call next auxiliary role player with the report, Toastmaster Toastmaster Preeti first as an R counter.
Yeah. So today what I have observed, not many people have used such filler words, but as I have to give my report, so I'm saying the name of those I have noticed them to use such words. So I would like to report you about that. So to begin with the Shah, TM Dipti Sahni, as you started the meeting in the beginning, she had used the word well and but once. TM Arjun, in his TM introduction, he had around 5 hours and he used the word like and so once. Speaker 1, TM Mehak, in her speaker session, she used the word well once. Speaker 2, TM Lokesh, he had used the word so once. And TTM Uma Shankar Akharia, in your table topic session, you have used so once. Table topic speaker TM Adnan, he took one long pause. And table topic speaker 2, TM Saurabh, he had 2 hours. I will also share this report in the group. Apart from that, TM Renu, TM Gopal Juneja, and TM Diptendu Ahuja, they haven't used any filler words. So this is my report. Before
Thank you,
wrapping up,
Toastmaster.
before wrapping up, I would like to, I have some few tips, counter tips that I want to share with you all. So that will work for you. So my first tip is mindset. So mindset means be comfortable with the silence. It doesn't mean to stay quiet while speaking. It means you take a nice pause and let your listeners absorb the information that you are telling them. My second tip is practice. Develop a new habit with practice. So try to talk to yourself loudly so that you become aware of your filler words. And my third tip is develop a new habit of overcoming your filler words. And that is how you will get rid of them completely. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Preeti. Now let's move ahead with the next auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Dipti Sani as a timer. Please come up with your report.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Gopal. So I'll just share my screen. All right, so the timing report is visible on the screen. So for prepared speeches, and we have no disqualification. So everybody is accommodated well within the 30 seconds grace as well. Okay, so Toastmaster Mehak finished his speech in 5 minutes 43 seconds. Toastmaster Lokesh 6 minutes and 20 seconds. The color code that I've used is purely based on the cards that I had shared. This certainly doesn't mean that 6 minutes 20 seconds is out of scope or um, is like a disqualification. Not at all. Evaluators. So Toastmaster Deepthi took 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Toastmaster Renu 3 minutes and 28 seconds. So Toastmaster Renu, you just finished in time. Kudos to that. Table topic speakers. We had 4 table topic speakers. Toastmaster Adnan 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Pratyush 2 minutes 28 seconds. Toastmaster Anusha 2 minutes 27 seconds. And guest Saurabh 2 minutes 32 seconds. So an indicator or a tip that I'd like to share as a timer is if you're a green, you can use the time that is allotted to you a little more, and you can stretch it up towards the yellow card timings. And if the timing here shown is red, then maybe you want to wind up probably a couple of seconds before the end time of the speech. With that, I hand over the virtual podium back to you, Toastmaster Gopal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dipti. Now it's time of my report. I I assume I have called all the auxiliary role player, or it's voting time. Yeah,
Yes,
please
sir.
go ahead with the voting
Yes.
poll.
Yes, sure. So first of all, I'll launch the poll for the best evaluator for today. So I'm launching it in 3, 2, 1. It should be visible on your screens. Co-hosts, you can send your votes to me through the chat window. So role players who have co-host rights. Okay, I have all the votes. Thank you. I am ending the poll now. 3, 2, 1. I will now launch the poll for the best auxiliary role pair. In 3, 2, 1. Please start voting. Should be visible on your screen. I'm waiting for one more vote. Chat window, co-hosts, members with co-host rights, please send it to me in the chat window. Okay. Yes, got all. Ending the poll. 3, 2, 1. And the last poll that I'm going to launch before I hand over the virtual stage back to Toastmaster Gopal is the table topic speaker. I launch it in 3, 2, 1. Please start voting. Okay, waiting for one more vote. Got it. Thank you. I'm ending the poll. 3, 2, 1. Virtual stage is yours, Toastmaster Gopal.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Toastmaster Dipti. Now it's time of my report. I will evaluate all the evaluators and the role players. Meeting started by Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Dipti Sani. Started with really enthusiasm, and mission and roles were stated beautifully. That was great. Then stage was handed over to presiding officer Toastmaster Renu Mittal, who came up on the stage with smile. That was really great. Started with a story. That was awesome. One recommendation is that if that story would have been associated with the theme, that would have great. Because as a president need to elevate the theme first. And when TMOD was called on the stage, he should have been called with enthusiasm and some introduction. It was very passive, so active calling should have been there. Then Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arjun came up on the stage. Great theme, good content, great content. Everything was really great. I must say that enthusiasm was missing because as a host, because Toastmaster of the day is a host who hosts the meeting, he should have come up with some enthusiasm like let's everybody come up on the screen, let's shout, something such should have been happen before starting the meeting. Then coming up to the evaluator, Toastmaster Dipti Sani and Renu Mittal both did really great. Toastmaster Dipti Sani started with a song that was really awesome. First time I heard such evaluation. That was really great. For both of you, one thing I would say that we should avoid taking speaker's name or you. In spite of you or speaker name, we should say speaker because we are evaluating here not only for that particular person. We are giving that evaluation to the whole members. So one thing. And second thing is I observed one thing that thing is more than 2 minutes were used for the commendations. So try to mitigate that. Moving ahead, Toastmaster Uma Shankar Akharia as a TTM, Table Topic Master. Session was really great. New concept of U-turn was awesome. I really like that. And I will, of course, use it in my next role as a TTM. That was really great. Then I will move ahead towards the auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Dipti Sahani as a timer. She did really great job. A comprehensive report was shared, and I like that timer was going on tick 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 and red green card. That was really great. Then Toastmaster Preeti as an A counter, a detailed report was given and tips were given at the end. That was really awesome. Now moving ahead, grammarian Toastmaster Diptendu, he really did a comprehensive, detailed report. That was really awesome. After a long time, I was listening such a great detailed report. A few recommendations for the grammarian is in the briefing time, Toastmaster Diptendu used himself Hindi words. And as a grammarian, we should not use Hindi words. We should spread that we don't have to use Hindi word. If we are using Hindi word, then we should convert that into the English. And when you are talking about the improvement, it is not necessary that you have to speak out the name of the person. You can say that one of the speakers said this, and that this is the improvement point. And for one of the TTM speaker, Anusha, you said she's not there, so I will not speak anything about her. No, because you are speaking not only for that particular person. We all are the listener. So take care of this. Otherwise, it was really a great report. I really listened such comprehensive report after a long time as a grammarian. That was really great. Active listener Renu Mittal really engaged the audience. That was a really great session conducted. Overall, I would say that meeting was great. A few things meeting should have been started 3:30 exact, but roll check was done at 3:31. So we should make sure that roll check is done before 3:30 and exact at 3:30 we should start. And refrain from chat, specifically while speaker is speaking. I observed that while Toastmaster Lokesh's speech was going on, some chat message were coming. It distract the speaker. So just we have to refrain from that. Overall, it was great meeting, and thanks for calling me as an agenda evaluator. Now I would give stage back to Toastmaster Arjun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopal, for that very comprehensive and very serious report, actually. Very helpful, actually, because if you just tell us what we really need to improve, I appreciate it very much. So for my conclusion of my theme, in a way, all this office stuff has just told me about how people generally use language to play language games with each other. And you might go enthusiastically and think that you will go out there and play all these games with your colleagues or subordinates or superiors or whatnot. But it's not so simple. I mean, of course, it has to have some cost. It has a cost. That's what I'm here to tell you. How many of you have watched the show Seinfeld from the 90s? Like, anybody? So in that, there is a very famous line by George Costanza, who is this neurotic character who's considered the expert of lying. And he is once asked for advice on how to lie by the show's titular character Seinfeld. And George very seriously says, "It's not a lie if you believe it." Something like he was eating something. Okay.
Wow. Fun.
So to the key to whole, like, to operate all these games, you may think that you can wear a mask and roam around and whatnot, but you know what, people are very good at spotting this. Even though people are very good at lying, people are also good at smelling lies. So eventually, to really fool people, you have to actually become your mask. You know, you may think that there is this mask you have on and you can just put it on or off or whatever, but what happens to people who are really good at this is that actually there is nothing underneath the mask. They are their masks, and in some ways it's like mathematics. You know, at the high school I understood that there are three kinds of people in any maths class. See, arithmetic anybody can do, just plug in the values in a formula and just bring it up. But when you study real maths, which requires that subtlety of brain to understand all these complex and very subtle mathematical objects, the first group are the students who actually have mathematical talent and they can continue studying. The second group are people who will never master the transition from simple arithmetic to actual abstract math. They just know, okay, you know what, I need to leave, okay, this is not my cup of tea. And the third group understands that, what, if I put effort, I can understand this, but it is too much work. And then it splits about, like, people who are willing to put the work in and people who are not going to put the work in. The same applies with this kind of power talk. Some are natural, some will never be, and a third could become, but with a lot of hard work. But there is a cost to it, that you would yourself have to be deceived by what you are claiming others to. So I think with that, I'll hand over back to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Renu Mittal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Day, Toastmaster Arjun.
Renu ma'am, I'll just launch the poll for the best role player while you speak.
Yeah, please do that.
I hope everybody can see them. Not yet? Okay, I will relaunch. So Renu ma'am, you can continue, and I've sent you the other results on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay, now you'll be able to see.
Yes. So what more I should say, it was a fabulous meeting. Every role player, everything has already been spoken so much. Yes, we lacked nowhere. And now this is the time to get some feedback from our guests. So guest Sonali, are you there? Meg, can you please confirm whether Sonali is there or not?
No, I don't think so. I think she has left.
And Toastmaster Lokesh, would you like to give your feedback, how the meeting was? How did you like this club and how we can improve further?
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu. Yes, of course, as I agree with the Toastmaster Gopal that some preparation should have been done before. So we should actually start at 3:29 rather than even 3:31 or 3:30. That was the only thing which I have seen as a professional consultant. I strive myself to start everything on time. And I think with the digital world coming up, we have also understood we are attending a lot of other meetings of office and and other personal meetings, how efficient we have actually become. So let's maintain that thing. And of course, we have very strong participation. I really appreciate Bindu's proactive evaluation. Last time also, when I was there in the meeting, he gave me a very fantastic feedback, which is very important for a speaker. Maybe how good you are, but you still have something to improve. So I think that is something which I have really appreciated being here in this club. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lokesh. We'll certainly try our best to be on time next time at least. And Toastmaster Preeti Sahu, she's there. Toastmaster Preeti, would you like to come on the stage?
Yes.
Would you like to share something? How was your overall experience about meeting?
And this is the second time I'm taking a role here. So I really enjoy this meeting. The theme was very good. And I'm learning from you all. So I would be very obliged and grateful to you people if you can advise me something to improve my communication, like a brief feedback to me, kind of thing.
You have already done a tremendous job, Preeti. Seriously, and we'll look forward to meet you again and again so that we can all learn hand in hand by looking at each other, listening to others. So it will eventually help all of us to grow.
Yeah, thank you.
Toastmaster Saurabh, I suppose. Mr. Saurabh is also there, na? Toastmaster Saurabh.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, would you like to say some lines about your experience in this club?
The light is out, so I cannot, look properly. But I think that the overall experience is good. But I think that when you pass each other, like when one Toastmaster is speaking to another Toastmaster and all, I think that sometime between all this, passing the role to each other and the evaluation, I think that it takes a bit of a time which I think can be saved, but I don't know how. Either can, they can message each other and like if we are doing evaluation, we should do all the evaluation first. And because I think that sometimes two evaluation got completed and then another thing got started and then evaluation again. I'm not sure, but I think something like that happened in between. And I think that the review of each person should be more harsher. Like I thought that in my point, Dipendu sir told me 2-3 points, but I think there were 7-8 points in my speech which I think were wrong. So I think that a review should be more harsher for each person. Maybe I was guessed, that's why he was easier on me, I think, maybe because of that. But I think that because here all type of people are here, like Anusha ma'am spoke really well. And when like I think that I didn't spoke that well, and then there were other people, I think there were many mistakes, but we didn't got that. I When I was listening to it, I think that the more fault you will tell me, the more work I will do on it. Same goes to the person who is speaking really nicely. uh, there is always fault in each and every person, so if you can cast a light on it, I think that will be really good. And that's it. That more I will look into it and more I will tell later.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saurabh. It was.
Okay.
Yeah, can I say something to that? I have
Please.
something to say about that.
Please carry on.
If I mean, what you say is true. I mean, it's like just take the gym scenario, right? If you are like a good bodybuilder or strength athlete or whatever, you want the harshest criticism because you've already crossed quite a good level. But somebody who's 50 kgs overweight and is walking into the gym for the first time, you cannot hold them to the same standard, right? They are just trying to improve themselves somehow, and then you don't go there and just say, oh, you have no flexibility, you have no cardio, what have you been doing, you eating too many chips. I mean, so here all kinds of people are there. There are people who like you or others who have some natural talent for this, and who have been, so we will like more harsh criticism. But there are some people for whom this is not a natural thing. Like for him, just coming on and talking in front of other people is a very difficult thing. So you cannot hold them to the same standard. So that's
Yeah, I
why
can
it is.
understand.
So it's like.
Yes, undoubtedly. Actually, both of your views are absolutely contrasting, but still they are very helpful actually. Because we cannot be harsher also all the time. Otherwise, the other speakers or the
And they
people
will
who
get unmotivated to
they
speaking.
will
I
get
can understand that.
demotivated. Yes, absolutely. So we have to keep a very, good faith, and we have to be very cordial with everybody. And
Yeah.
but still, we will keep in mind and we'll try to improve ourselves.
And next time Saurabh comes, he will get the harsh treatment.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Yes, yes.
But I didn't mean it in any wrong way. I was just trying to,
I get it. I get it.
I can understand
your point is
point.
completely.
Yeah.
What is the takeaway of the day is whenever Toastmaster Saurabh comes next time, we all have to very harsher with him.
No, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
We'll try to reform you as much as we can.
No, वो point नहीं था मेरा, but
I
मतलब मैं
understand,
ये कह
sir,
रहा
I
था कि
understand. This is just one kidding only. Helpful, actually, it is really helpful. We'll keep in mind because we are not coming here for the goodies only. No, we cannot be sugar tongued all the time. Also, so we
Yeah.
have to see the negative points. Also, how we can improve others. So how we have to pass the views so that it can be helpful. So I'm understanding that point of yours.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. And anybody else you would like to say something about anything about the meeting? Toastmaster Gopal or anybody else?
No, the results, Renu ma'am, yeah.
So the results are, Deepti, you have sent me personally?
Yes.
Okay.
Direct message on your WhatsApp.
Yeah. So this is the thing actually we have been waiting for at last. So can you guess me, love? First of all, I'm going with the best auxiliary role player. And I'm sure we all know it actually. So there is nothing to further like you can guess or something like this. So that is understood. That is always when Deep Tendu is there. So nobody else, there is no picture anybody else to be there.
I agree.
Yeah. So best auxiliary role player award goes to Toastmaster Deep Tendu, as
Thank
usual.
you.
Okay, now coming to the best evaluator, and that also is there is no second thought about it. So this is only and only Toastmaster Deepti only. So a very good round of applause to Toastmaster Deepti. And now coming to the best PT speaker. Any guesses?
Anusha.
Right. Anybody else? One thing is very sure, I am not the best table topic speaker. Because I didn't participate, no?
Yes,
No,
and
but
it was tough. And
is any table topic speaker here right now?
yes.
Okay, so the best table topic speaker award goes to our guest Saurabh. So very good
Oh
round of
yes.
applause
How could I
to
forget
Saurabh.
Saurabh? Hey Saurabh, wonderful, yeah, congratulations.
Wonderful. It was really very nice, actually.
Yes, and the competition between Anusha ma'am and Saurav was so tough that he won by 1 vote. So
Yeah.
kudos, Saurav.
Both of you, yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Good one, Saurabh.
And
Thank you.
the best speaker award goes to, there were 2 speakers only.
Toastmaster Mehak.
Who said Deep Tendu, right? So how can we think of not honoring your words actually? You're the mentor of the club, coach of the club. So whatever you say, you need to go accordingly.
Congratulations,
So best speaker award goes to Toastmaster Mehak.
Congratulations, Mehak.
Congratulations, Mehak.
Thank you.
Last but not the least, best role player award goes to, yes.
Everyone was totally top notch.
Yes.
I enjoyed everything.
But we have to name one. So it goes
Gopal.
to Master Gopal. Yes.
Wonderful.
So congratulations, Toastmaster Gopal. And my heartiest congratulations to all the winners of the meeting. It was a fabulous meeting. We have been learning a lot. and we'll keep this enthusiasm up. And with this, I put this meeting officially end. See you next week.